You got me? Good morning. Welcome back to Hickory Hill. Today we're going to talk about the electrical system, the build out, the components, how it functions and operates. My wife was asking me about it because it just seems to confuse her every time we go out here and do it, as well as other folks have called and asked me about, what do we do about this? How do we get power here? And how do you keep it charged up? So we'll go over this and we'll explain it the best I can. And just remember, this is not done professionally. This is done with me. I've done it through trial and error, and the build out was a gradual process because where we started and where we ended was three different areas. I've rebuilt the battery box like 4 times and relocated it. So first off, let me show you what we have here, which is to most will look like a rat's nest because I kept adding and changing things. We have that's 150 amp hour battery here and 150 amp hour. Now I found those on Amazon. You can get much better batteries now for a lot less money, but at the time this is what was available. They do not have heaters on them, low temperature shut off. They don't have any of that. So I ended up I put blankets on those things and put tank heaters on the underside. They're thermostatically controlled, and I can flip the battery heaters on right here when it's time, and they're automatically thermostatically controlled. This switch here is for the Starlink 30-volt supply, which I have mounted down here in the bottom. That's a step-up transformer right there in the bottom, and then over here is the external plug for the Starlink. That's when we're stationary somewhere, I can plug into here and run off the batteries here and feed my Starlink, and it'll feed enough power to run a 65 foot cable. When we did this, I boosted this up, built some bus bars. We've got this is the shunt that controls the battery monitor, and everything we went with was Renogy products, because they were simple, easy to operate. And so I have a Renogy battery monitor, which tells us everything going into the battery and everything coming out of the battery at real time, and it'll tell you how much battery life you have left running at your present load. So if I'm running the air conditioner, it'll tell me, okay, you only have 10 hours left on the air conditioner with the present power supply that you have in the battery, or whatever your situation is. This here is the DC to DC charger, and this Renogy as well. So we started off with 30 amp, and that wasn't enough to recharge 300 amp hours of battery life. So this is a 50 amp. Now it controls it's got an MPPT, which takes the power from the solar panel as well as the DC from the car battery. And you'll see over here, this is the Anderson plug that plugs into the vehicle, and I have these on both vehicles so that we get a full power coming off of it. In this, we also have for shore power supply, we pull in somewhere. This is an AC to DC charger. It's a Litime charger. You plug in over here on this side. I can close the battery box and plug into here. And one thing I've found in the last several trips is that a lot of times we would plug in to the shore power at a campground if we happen to be in the campground. Most of the time we're off grid. But if we're in a campground, I would plug the camper in and run all of our AC off of it. And then I realized, well, wait a minute, I've got power here to the battery. So we run the air conditioner off the inverter. I plug into here, run my battery charger, and the battery charger is keeping my batteries at 100% continuously while I'm running my air conditioner. Whether that's smart or not, I'm not sure, but it's working fine right now. Now, this is where the, that's the switch where I turn on the lights on the inside, and this is the switch that operates the, that's the thermostatic control for the fan on the underside. If the temperature gets too high in the box for the refrigerator, there's a fan on the other side. This is where the ventilation comes in. I put filter material in here to keep the dust out of the box and still get ventilation through it. So with the 2,000 watt inverter, which is fed from the batteries and feeds back out, this also feeds into the back of the camper to supply the entire camper, as well as an auxiliary outlet here so that we can use 110 power on the side of the road or wherever. And then there's a little DC distribution panel that feeds for DC needs, the lights here, the refrigerator, and those things. We can come around and I'll show you where the battery monitor is located. We put the battery monitor in the cabin with us so we can tell at all times where we are power-wise usage. So the battery monitor, you can see, operates and it gives you real-time as to where you are with your battery usage, and so you'll know when you really need to start recharging or something like this. This is the remote start for the inverter. So we can flip this on to get 110 volt power to feed. So that takes care of that. And back here, you'll see off of the power that comes from the front. So here is the this power. This is a 12-3 cable that runs from the inverter in the box on the front, and that feeds back here. So this cable is coming, excuse me, from the feed for this panel here that we can pull 110 volt off of. That also feeds interior to the cabin as well. Now, I bought this, it's a little bit heavier, and put an extra length of cord on it because a lot of the campgrounds, your power hookup is so much further away than where you need to. So I've got like 25 foot of 12-3 onto this. I can unplug from this, hook into an adapter, and plug it into their pedestal. But normally, we'll just leave it plugged in here and come off the inverter. Just like I was saying before, I'll run off the inverter and just run a power cord to the charger on the box. The batteries stay full and only have one plug in. So it keeps everything live. So that's basically it in a nutshell. And it seems to be working fine for us. I know it's not a Red Arc system. It's not a Victron system. It's a system that functions for us, and I'm seem to be fairly happy with it because now we have air conditioning, we have induction cooktop, so we run everything pretty much off power. And I believe that does it for today on this short episode. And just remember to, if you like the content and if it's you find it slightly humorous or whatever, it doesn't matter. Just like and subscribe if you'd like. Thank you.